In this video we'll show you how we can import a step file and machine a radius into it. Okay, so I've started 3D Cam, so this is the step file that's been imported, and this radius here is the feature that we want to machine. Now a couple of things I need to do is we need to reorientate this so that it's in the correct position. So if we go into geometry, go to rotate, the item that we want to rotate is the solid, press enter to accept that, and then enter the angle. In this case it'll be in the Z plane, and it'll be 90 degrees. Okay, so that's moved it round, and now we need to set up 0. We go milling, set origin, and we want it the midpoint in X and Y and the maximum in Z. Okay, so that's got that orientated correctly. Now we need to create sketches. Sketches are 2D shapes that are used to define where the machining will take place. So to create a sketch, we right click the mouse and say pick faces, and that's the face that we want. Right click the mouse and say make a sketch from the face. So what we'll have there is a new entry in the objects window, and that sketch is the outside and the inside of that surface. So what we want to do is highlight the sketch, right click and say split the sketch. So we've now got two sketches there. So the one we're interested in is sketch number 2. To do 3D machining we need to create a surface. So under the milling tab we just use the surface command, and this will create a surface. So we've got the surface and we've got the sketch defined, so now we can do the machining. So we can highlight the sketch, right click and have a new pocketing operation. We need to set the step over, this is in X and Y. The material allowance, if we want to leave a finishing allowance on, then we can do. The starting place will be in the center of the shape as opposed to the boundary. So we'll start at the center. We use climb milling. We don't want to use zigzag mode, so what this will do is it will follow the shape of the sketch, in this case just the circle. Choose the tool we want to use, and because we're doing 3D machining we need to specify the surface. What this does is that it calculates the tool path in X and Y and then drops the tool path onto the surface until the tool is in contact with the surface. If you don't put a surface in, you just get 2.5D machining. So then we need to set up our planes: clearance plane, which is above 0, the feed change plane where it changes from feed rate, rapid to feed rate, the work surface, which is the top of the job, in this case Z0, however deep we want to go, and the number of steps down in the Z axis. We've highlighted the sketch as the one we want to use, so we click OK, and that calculates the pocket, and it uses the shape that we used, and that creates the file for that. So the one thing that is important here is that when you're doing this is that you need to specify the step over and, importantly, the step down between the different slices. So depending on the tool you're using, you'll need to work out which ones is best to use. So if we go into the simulator now, we'll save this file away, and it calls up the simulator. Accept all the defaults here. And then run the simulation. Okay, so that's machined that.